This is my second review of the Green Lantern movie that came out in June of last year. I enjoyed my first Green Lantern review, but I thought it could be better. So here it is again. I've been a huge fan of the Green Lantern since the Challenge of the Super Friends cartoons from the 70s that aired in the 90s on Cartoon Network. I own several comics featuring the various characters from the Green Lantern comics. When I first heard about the Green Lantern movie back in 2009, I was excited because I didn't think a Green Lantern movie would be made, and I was excited, that Warner Brothers was going to do something else besides Batman and Superman. They did Watchmen, but they haven't really produced any other superhero movies. When I first saw the first trailer, I didn't think much of it. It wasn't really a good trailer. Then I watched the second trailer, and this was a much better trailer. Then I saw the movie, and I was blown away. This movie exceeded my expectations. It was even better than I thought it was going to be. The story was a race of immortal beings called the Guardians of the Universe created a place called Oa and several magic rings, and those rings chose beings who were worthy of its power and assigned them to guard a specific section, thus creating the Green Lantern Corps. One of the Guardians attempted to control the yellow energy of fear, but he ended up being possessed by the yellow light of fear and became the essence of fear itself, Parallaxis. Parallaxis that feeds on fear and absorbs the life force of beings and devours the worlds. One famous Green Lantern, Abin Sur, imprisoned Parallaxis inside a lost sector, but Parallaxis somehow escaped and attacked and wounded Abin Sur. Abin Sur lands on Earth and before dying gives his ring to a young, cocky ace pilot named Hal Jordan. I love the story and plot. It was really complex. If someone were to ask me to explain this story, it would be hard, as you just saw. The cast was great. Everybody did good in their performances, but the cast member who surprised me the most was Ryan Reynolds. Going into this film, I did not think he would be able to pull off a good Green Lantern because most of his previous roles were comedy, and I thought they were going to do that in this film, do the same thing here in this film, but they did not. Ryan Reynolds actually portrayed a serious, somewhat relatable protagonist. There's a little comedy in this film, but this film was surprisingly serious and surprisingly kind of dark. The film stays true to Hal Jordan's origin. Jordan's boss Carol maintains her role as an authoritative but caring boss to Jordan, which was groundbreaking in the original comics. The CGI and fight scenes were done really well. They were awesome. They literally brought this comic to life. They showed the Guardians of Oa, the various species of Green Lanterns, Tomar-Re, and Kilowog. When I saw Kilowog, I thought that was Michael Clark Duncan, his voice actor, in a costume, but it was just his voice. I was surprised how realistic Kilowog looked in this film. Once again, they literally brought this to life. The fight scenes were done really well, considering your villains were Hector Hammond and Parallaxis, who were awesome in this film. But I didn't think there'd be much action because they were here, and there wasn't much action, but the action scenes, like I said, were done well. This movie differs in some areas from the comics, but such as Hector Hammond and Parallaxis, but I was cool with the changes they made to those characters because it works for this film. This movie was awesome. And should have made this movie was awesome and it should have made more money than it did, and it should have been one of the most popular movies of this year because this movie along with Thor, Captain America and Captain America were the best movies of this year and the best comic book, in my opinion, some of the best comic book movies ever. I hope they make a sequel since 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 you have new comics coming out and an upcoming animated series this year, I think it's too late to give up on the Green Lantern franchise, and I hope Warner Brothers makes a sequel because this film was awesome. All right, I'm done for now.